4th of October was a great day for the fans of Overwatch, as the new and hopefully improved Overwatch 2 was launched. The game was initially announced at the 2019 BlizzCon with Jeff Kaplan promising a quote shared multiplayer environment where no one gets left behind. So, in other words, he meant that multiplayer PvP will be possible across the two titles. The promise was that the game will feature new story missions, hero missions, replayable co-op modes, hero leveling up, and hero customization. Overwatch 2 was also announced to have a new PvP mode called Push, new maps, and multiple new heroes, including Sojourn, which was seen in the trailer. And to be fair, the game did score quite high on Metacritic with a value of 81. Pretty good, huh? That is up until your eyes shift slightly to the right to find a user score that is a not so optimistic 1.3. How did that happen? Seems like big reviewers, such as IGN and Game Informer, have a different opinion than the majority of you guys, and by you guys I mean gamers, who are clearly not satisfied with the new Overwatch game. So let's dive right into it and see what the problem is. Welcome to all patch notes. Overwatch 2 is a sequel that, intentionally or not, is trying to bury its predecessor alive. The original Overwatch is still in there, bruised and broken, but the weight of Blizzard's commercial and competitive expectations keeps piling up. Tyler Culp of PC Gamer writes in a review of the new Overwatch, other reviewers have gone as far as calling the new Blizzard game a marketing gimmick. So, what's the deal with the new game? What is so different from the original Overwatch that made you guys review the game so harshly? Well, to begin with, Overwatch 2 has been made free to play, following Fortnite's model of making money from in-game transactions rather than making money from people buying the actual game outright. While this might be a plus for some of you, keep in mind that Overwatch 2 remains quite similar to its predecessor, maybe a little bit too similar. It's the same gameplay with 95% of the same character, although a few did get some work to them in order to accommodate the smaller team sizes. It's the same basic art with a few small tweaks. It's the same highs and it's the same lows, feeling of disparate abilities coming together to achieve something all-powerful, or the sense of getting stomped because you and the randomers you get teamed up with couldn't make it click. The characters remain brightly drawn with power sets that are still some of the most thoughtful in the entire class-based gaming sphere. Even the battle pass is samey as heck, filled with the same old cosmetics, and a whole host of original Overwatch heroes for new players to resurrect from the dust. Overall, this all seems disappointing at best. So, what are the differences then, you may ask? Well, the first and most noticeable one is the change in teams, dropping the sizes from 6 to 5 members per team. And since Overwatch 2 is now a free-to-play game, they have to make money somehow, right? So they've added a battle pass, therefore removing loot boxes. Now if you want loot, you need to pay for it. It has daily and weekly challenges too, so don't worry fully, but in order for you to get the same value out of these challenges to equate to the battle pass, you'd have to grind for over 4 months. 4 months in order to get the premium battle pass without spending $10. Does that really warrant investing all that time? Blizzard is heavily betting that people will now feel incentivized to try and grind their way to a battle pass, and instead choose to spend their hard-earned money for some extra skins and cosmetics. I mean, it worked for Fortnite, it's how they made their millions, so why shouldn't this work for Activision Blizzard too? But wait, there's more. To unlock one legendary skin from the Overwatch 2 shop, you have to grind for 8 months! Another classic example of Blizzard hoping that you see this and will discourage you from ever trying to get something the organic way and instead reach for your wallet. As we have discussed in a previous video, fans are quite annoyed at Blizzard's greediness and have been complaining about the game's company for quite some time now. This new game that is free to play but not really, just comes to show the lengths at which Blizzard is willing to go through just to get more money out of you. Oh, but wait, this doesn't stop here. On launch day, fans got even more reasons to be off. Overwatch 2 instated a new two-factor authentication process, which in theory sounds good and makes you feel like your login data is safe, account can't be easily accessed by others. Right? Wrong. Every single Overwatch 2 player, including those who had previously purchased Overwatch, need to provide a phone number that fits certain requirements in order to start the game. As part of those requirements, numbers cannot be attached to a prepaid phone plan, landline, or use a VoIP. So basically, unless you fork out even more money and go on a bill pay plan, you can't even log in. As you are probably aware by now, prepaid phones are cheaper than bill pay, with plans in the US ranging from $10 to $50 per month, making it the main option for low-income individuals. And Blizzard not allowing prepaid phone users to sign in is just another kick below the belt for fans of the Overwatch franchise. It feels like being punished for being poor. Overwatch player Richard Ministar told Kotaku over email, and this sentiment has been shared by other 19 million players who, due to different reasons, opted for a prepaid phone plan rather than bill pay. Blizzard's phone restrictions seem to have affected only US users though. That is probably because in other parts of the world, such as Europe for example, identification is still needed to purchase a prepaid phone, so the identity of the individual can be verified. But at least this problem got solved somewhat the next day after release. Blizzard announced on the 5th of October that it is no longer asking for a phone number for the majority of existing players. But, as always, there's a catch. All players who have played since June 9, 2021 will not have to provide a phone number to play, while accounts that were not connected to Battle.net as well as new accounts will still have to meet SMS Protect requirements. So if you're brand new to the game, you still need to authenticate using your phone, and if it's a US prepaid one, then you're fresh out of luck. Overall, to put it lightly, the game has been off to a rocky start, and to make matters worse, the launch day was heavily affected by a massive DDoS attack on the game servers. While the first days of a major multiplayer release are often known for being rough for players and those behind the scenes, Overwatch 2 players were having difficulty getting onto the servers, hitting a strange 0 players ahead error, and waiting in long queues if they were able to get in at all, that is. Mike Ybarra, the president of Blizzard Entertainment, had acknowledged the issue on the company's Twitter account, and stated that the teams over at Blizzard were working hard to fix the server issues. There was no hint as to who was behind the DDoS attacks, but the motivation behind it seems quite simple and straightforward. Hackers most likely wanted to spoil the launch day of the game, which shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who's been on the internet for more than 10 seconds. This isn't the first time this is happening, and Overwatch 2 will probably not be the last game to go through this hell on launch day. On top of the mess that the DDoS attack caused, players have also reported on launch day issues like missing cosmetics and complications with players that have had to merge their Overwatch 2 Battle.net accounts. But despite the fast response at the company, fans all over the world are still left with a bitter taste in their mouths. Overwatch 2 had a rough start, but it didn't seem that the troubles end there. Several players have taken to Reddit to complain about the in-game transactions and the amount of time you'd have to grind for items if you choose not to open your wallet for Blizzard. Once again, the greediness of gaming companies have the potential to ruin games and franchises for us fans. Don't they know that we would be far more likely to buy stuff if they weren't so aggressive about the purchases? Probably the most notable question that seems to slowly creep into the minds of fans all over the world is, wouldn't it have been better if Blizzard had just decided to stick to make a game that you need to purchase instead of this disastrous free-to-play model? What do you think about the new Overwatch 2 game? Do you like the free-to-play model, or would you rather just purchase the game straight away? Let us know in the comment section below. And if this video has made you curious about Blizzard and the fans' dissatisfaction with the company, be sure to check out our Activision Blizzard video linked below. And if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe and click that bell icon so that you're notified every time we post a new video. Or drop the mic. We will patch you.